Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you guys today. Got a good show for you guys today. We got some odds that are bugging out, going all types of wild and crazy and craziness, guys. Got a lot to get into. Got fights tomorrow. Got big fights tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We got the Matchroom card. We got the on Friday. I'm gonna go live, I guess, before and after. I don't know. Yeah, before and after we'll go live. I'll do a last minute locks in the morning, I suppose. And then what up, what up, G? Let's go. Another weekend of chaos. Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys a second lock today. So just as scheduled, second show of the day. I'm gonna bring you the tape on Lourdes or Juarez, who I'm done with the tape, and Yesica Nery. So you're gonna get the Juarez Nery tape next. I'm gonna get that for y'all tonight. That's for sure. Y'all is finna get that. After y'all get that, I'm gonna do two shows tomorrow. I'm gonna do one before and one after the UK card. I gotta write this down real quick. All right, we're good. So we got a lot to get into, a lot of good stuff to get into. Gonna get you guys a lot of content. Salute G, salute Marta Prince, guys. All right, let me pay my bills and we'll get started, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing blogs. Join the Patreon. Link is in the description. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Get you asked to book anything, get you requested video, get you access to the Discord where we do the live betting, the updated props. You get all the best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. You get all the best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe for just $5 a month. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. So make sure to join the Patreon today. Link is in the description. It's in the ticker below. $5 a month, guys. $5 a month. That's all it takes. Gets you the absolute best gambling advice. You get the lock of the week. I already got one lock for you guys. The last 3 weeks, I've given you guys 8 locks. 7 of the 8 have hit. We've been on fire. We've been absolutely on fire with these locks. We're going to keep it going. I already got one lock. I'm going to get you guys a second lock. That's a good week, man. It's a good week. It's definitely a good week. All right, so let's get into today's show. Let's get into it. First, after you guys do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. That's carnivalbar.com. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. Carnivalbar.com. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. That's promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal in stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. All right. Salute, Mark. All right, so I want to get into today's show. Good show today, guys. Good show today. We got some odds going wild today. I'm going to work out a second parlay, but I want to look at this. Where the hell is Omar Juarez? Where the hell is Omar Juarez? There it is. This is now value you must take. You must take Omar Juarez at minus 350. This has gone from minus 550 to minus 350. This is at the point now you got to take it. You got to take it. This is these are really, really, really good odds. I got this in my first parlay. I'm going to give you guys another parlay where I'm going to work this in. We can now build parlays around this. Let me try a couple. I'm going to try this. We're all the way down to minus 286 now. I wanted the distance on this thing. Let me get one more bet and bring this under minus 200. Give me 1 minute. Here's a lock I like a lot, guys. Minus 137. Omar Juarez, Danny Garcia, Sam Arnold, and Ryan Watson to go the distance. 4-leg parlay. I like this a lot. Ryan Watson. This is very similar to my first parlay, isn't it? Let me look at my first parlay. Hang on. Yeah, this is just adding Sam Arnold to it with better odds. Okay. Here. Let's do this. Cannoli. Let me find this. Give me 1 second. All right, let me add this. 233. This brings down to minus 118. This is pretty good. Juarez over on Conway. Lourdes, Nery to go the distance. Arnold minus 1,800. I like this a lot, guys. This is a really good parlay, 4-leg parlay. Juarez, Arnold. Let me write this down. Juarez, Arnold, money line. Nery to go distance. Conway over. 4-leg parlay. To me, this is can't miss. And I want to just let everyone know why I love Omar Juarez this much. He's in his hometown. He's not just in his hometown. His hometown is in Texas. And we know how Texas judges feel about Texas fighters. They absolutely love them. Texas decisions going for Texas fighters has been a thing for 50 years, it seems like, right? You know, I remember talking to the commission once, and they're saying Gail Van Hoy, the old judge. You didn't have to ask Gail Van Hoy to score for the Texas fighter. You just knew what he was going to do. You knew what he was going to do, right? So if it's in question, Omar Juarez is getting the decision. If it's even close, if it's 8 rounds to 4, Omar for Rosario, Omar's getting the nod. I don't think it's going to be that way. I think Omar's going to beat him, but it is so. He's fighting in his hometown, right? Right in the Rio Grande Valley, right in the 956 as they call it, and he's the star there. Like, they don't have a professional sports team. They don't have a college team. They have Omar Juarez and Sebastian Juarez, and the older brother played Division III football, right? Like, that's what they have here, and they love Omar. You drive around Brownsville, and this is right across the bridge from Brownsville in South Padre Island, and you drive around Brownsville, and it's nothing but pictures of Omar Juarez. He's blasted, he's plastered all over the place. He's a legitimate superstar there, right? Like, the car dealerships have him there to sign autographs, his pictures, restaurants. Like, he's everywhere. There's restaurants that he eats at, and there's signs that say "Champs eat here," and it's Omar Juarez. And now Sebastian's getting that same kind of love. Omar Juarez is going to get a decision. The only way he doesn't win this fight is if Rosario stops him. I don't see that happening. Juarez is defensively responsible. He's a pretty good fighter. He's fought bigger hitters than Rosario, and he hasn't got stopped. Anything short of that, he's not losing. Right? Like, he's not losing. And that's why I love him at -350. I don't understand for the life of me. I thought this line was going to get wider. I don't understand why it's getting closer. So I would put the money on Juarez. I'd put the money on Arnold. Arnold's a really good prospect, guys. Samuel Arnold's a really good prospect. If you haven't seen him, check him out. And then the other two, I think, are fairly obvious. Juarez and Conway to go over, take them. Just take them. You're good. You're good to go. You're really, really good to go. So I would take all of those. I think this is a super safe parlay. The least favorable one, I think, the least guaranteed, the least of a lock, is the over 10.5 on Conway. But if you ask 10 people are going to tell you probably goes the distance, right? So I'm not even betting for it to go the distance. I'm spotting you around 1.5. I'm just saying 10.5 Conway over Ladard. I think that's a really, really good bet. I think it's a really good bet. I would just load up on this parlay right here. I really would. Gary making Omar. He's the president of the Rio Grande Valley. He's the president of Brownsville. He's the president of that area. Like, he really is. He's a star. He's what they have. Let me address this. I like Watson over Ryan. No, you don't see me locking it up, right? You don't see me locking. I like Ryan in the fight. I think that I talked about this on the first show, B Money. I would bet Ryan. I think Watson has a path to victory. She needs to get inside. She needs to work behind that jab, get inside, and work on the inside. The thing about Watson, she's not a super high volume puncher, right? She doesn't throw a lot. She doesn't throw a lot. That's just not who she is as a fighter, which is fine. What I would say, yeah, she doesn't throw a lot. That's not who she is. She needs to work in the inside. She needs to win the fight on the inside. She can do this. Like I kept saying, she has to pull the inside. In order for her to win, she's got to pull the inside straight. She's got to fight perfect, and she's got to get a break. It could be done. Like, I would not be shocked if she won, but I would bet against it. I would bet Shannon Ryan wins this fight. I would just take the over, take it to go the distance. Absolutely going the distance. Why even fight a Texas fighter in Texas unless you think I give every fighter that comes in here, I tip my hat to them. I give them my full respect because they know they know they're not getting a fair shake. I remember talking to Eddie Hearn. I was talking to Eddie Hearn right before when he was making Edwards and Bam Rodriguez, and he said it was going to be in the U.S. And I said, you put it in San Antonio? And he said, I'm going to put it in Arizona. I said, why did you put it in San Antonio? He's like, I don't think it's fair to ask Sonny Edwards, who has to go to decision, right? If he's going to win. Sonny, I know he got knocked out, but if he's going to win, he's going to go to decision, right? I don't think it's fair to ask Sonny Edwards to battle Bam Rodriguez and the judges. I don't even disagree with them, right? I don't even disagree with them. So we know how it's going to go with Texas judges. We already know. So anyone who comes into Texas to fight a Texas fighter, you're fighting down 5 rounds, right? We already know this. It is what it is. I thought Juarez would just win anyway when I taped it. Yeah, I think he's just better. I just don't know what they're seeing to be betting Rosario this way. They are. I don't know either. The one thing that scares me a little bit is that it's a MVP card, and I really don't trust these. But it's in Juarez's hometown, so you're right. Thoughts on Metcalf? Or Metcalf is my homegirl. She's from Dallas. Nothing but love for Metcalf. I think she's shot. Like I really do. She's 41 years old. I think she's my age. I think it's over for her. Ortiz's Toronto's protege. She has some push behind it. Yeah. Shout out to Sabrina Metcalf. I think her best days are done. She got a world champ, first women's world champ from Dallas. Shout out to her. I think her best days are behind her. No offense. Good insight, Gary. Oh, thanks. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was wondering why you're so high on -350 lock. Drake May led us to a Super Bowl. Tom Brady 12. Shout out Tom Brady 12. Drake May lead us to a Super Bowl. Mike, a great coach. Drake May looks phenomenal. Tom Brady 12. He really does. I was high. I was really the only quarterback. Him and Spencer Rattler was really the only quarterbacks that I really, really liked. I liked Penix and Jane Daniels obviously worked out, big time. I liked May and Rattler in that class, and after that, I liked Penix and Jaden Daniels, but to a lesser degree. Put Jimmy Sains on there. He's winning. You can put Jimmy Sains in there for sure. You like Dominic? I like him better. Yeah, I wouldn't take him on the money. The odds on money line are wild, just wildly inappropriate. At -175 by decision, that's a lot better, Mar. I like that bet a lot better. I'm a little hesitant on Sarah Borman, but she is fighting on home turf. I'm hesitant on her too, Jeff. I feel you. She's not good. Yoki Kokoroko is not good either. She's a better athlete. Yoko Karuki moves. She uses the ring better. She can get in and out. She's got good angles. She's wide open. She gets wild. She gets hit a lot. Think like a new way with absolutely no punching power and not and fundamentally not sound, right? Like she gets wild and wide. But you can catch a new way. When he drops his hand, she does the same thing. You catch her coming in, and then just if she had absolutely no power, that's kind of what it is. Plata coming off a 1.5-year maternity leave instead of to see how she performs after the year. Yeah, I'm not picking her to win. I'm going to be honest. I'm taking Juarez. I'm taking Juarez to win that fight. I'm not done with the tape yet, but I've already seen enough to suggest that I'm going to pick Juarez to win that fight. Indeedy. This is the question of the day. I don't know, Hayden. Hayden wants to know why the fights drop so much. I don't have a good answer for you at all. I don't have any good answer for you. It seems wildly inappropriate for the odds to drop like that. I don't know. We thinking Conway fight goes the distance? Indeedy, I do. Right? I would just take the over just to hedge it. Could be a late knockout, so I take the over. But yeah, I think it goes distance. What up, Kyle? What's good? It's crazy. Johnny, you want in? Johnny, you want me to drop you a link? Can you jump on? I'll drop Johnny. If you I want to get your take on a few things. If you're free, if you got a minute, I'd love to get your take on a few things on these upcoming fights. I'm gonna drop a link for Johnny. If you're a 60-year-old white guy who just wants to drop N-bombs on my live streams, I ask you not to come on. But Johnny, if you want to come on, I dropped you a link. I'd love to have you on real quick. I want to pick your brain a little bit. I think Jimmy Sains wins. Everyone is started jumping on Troy. I don't see it. He just got to draw with a guy who's got like a 20-50 record. Virgil, I like Verge. Like I don't really see much in Lubin, and I think Verge is a killer. So I got Verge probably by stoppage. Metcalf is ass. Come on now, PJ. She's not ass. She's 41 years old. She's a former world champion. She's long. She's lengthy. She throws a lot of shots. She's all right. chicken legs is I tend to agree. Uh, Probably she's tough. She's rough. Just take Ortiz on the money line. Omar Rosario is a welterweight coming down to 140. Tough kid. Is Juarez? It's just 140, right? It's just 140. What's good, JSB? What up, Johnny? Says boxing, goat. Juarez hasn't made 140 in 5 years. No, that's not true, is it? He hasn't fought. Everything's been out of catch weight. That can't be true. Let me see. He's fought a lot of catch weights. I know that. I shout out. That's wild. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Please smash the like button. He ain't wrong. Oh, look who it is. It's the homie. It's Johnny. What up, Johnny?
What up, buddy? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, cool. I just got done with a run, man. So I'm catching the live. I was gonna turn the NFL on, but I saw you live. I was like, we'll watch the NFL second half. What's cracking?
You still do? When I had my last amateur fight, I said I'm never doing road work. I hated road work. Hated it. I'm never doing it again. I hate. Yeah, I hate it.
Well, the thing with me is I always hated it. I freaking hate it as well. But in 2020, during the freaking lockdowns down here, mate, it was bad. It was bad how the government locked us down. I kind of had this epiphany. I was like, you know what? I want to become good at something that I fucking hate. So I started running 100 kilometers every month, October 2020, and I've kept it up. So it's all right.
Yeah, Good for you, my man. Good for you. That's the right attitude to have. I always say, doing what you want isn't for men; it's for babies.
That's
doing
right.
What you don't want to do because it nets the best results is for men.
100%, mate.
All right. Did you know that Omar Juarez hasn't made 140 in 5 years?
Yeah, so that's what I commented on that.
That's not true. I know him personally. He's a good friend of mine. Like, it's not true.
I didn't.
Who said 141, 142? Everything. Someone put it in the chat. Mankey.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe he's thinking about Rosario, who's coming down from 47.
No, it's Omar Juarez. I just looked it up. Look, check it out. He's right. He's 100% right. I was like, there's no way that's true. It's 100.
Oh, so he hasn't.
He has not fought at 140.
Okay.
Everything's at 141, 142, right? So I guess everything. I go to a lot of his fights in the Rio Grande Valley. Shout out! They're making. There's a lady making a documentary of his life, and I'm in it. So shout out!
No shit.
Yeah. I don't know when it premieres. They've been making it for like 2 years, but yeah. They were making it for the lead up to the Bartholomew fight, and then he lost. So that kind of like threw a hiccup in things. But no, look. 144, 145, 145, 145, 142, 142, 141, 141, 142. 142, okay. 142. Yeah.
Does this change?
No. Does it change my mind?
Yeah.
No. I know Juarez. He makes 140 no problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So I was pulling up Rosario. This guy, he's the one who's the 47 coming down. Yeah. Doesn't have a lot of knockout power. I just went to look at the distance. It's almost the same. If you take your boy on the money line, it's literally almost the same as it is with the fight to go the distance.
Is that what you like? Well, break it down. Who do you like? Rosario, forget the odds, just as a fight. How do you think it goes down?
Well, you bring up really good points, and I got to be honest with you. The only reason I was interested in this fight is because your live stream the other day, you brought it up, and then I went to the odds and I was taking a look at it, and it's in Texas, it's an MVP card, all that. I'm not putting action on it, but you're saying it's a lock, so it kind of had me interested. I'm not going to sit here and say I did too much tape on either guy, but I mean, Rancis Bartholomew, that isn't that your boy only has a few losses. So
they're both very close. They could both like I thought he probably lost the Rivera fight because he got knocked down. I had him losing by a point.
yeah.
I thought he clearly won the Bartholomew fight, but he started slow. So he gave away a bunch of the early rounds and then tried to rally and he just came up around short.
Did he get dropped against Ali or against Rivera?
Yeah. He got
He
up
did in round 9.
So here's what happened, right? Because his trainer, Rick Nunez, is one of my best friends. He's from San Antonio. He used to train Barrios. He trains a bunch of guys. He thought they were winning, right? So after he got knocked down around 9, they were actually down a point on the scorecard. He thought they were up a couple of points. So he said, "Are you hurt?" And Omar didn't say no, right? He didn't say yes, but he didn't say no. So he's like, all right, we got it won. Stay the hell away from him, right? Like his power is real. He wasn't up on the scorecards. He read it wrong, and he was down, and he stayed away off the back foot in the last round.
Sometimes that happens. Jesus. Yeah. Here's on that note. It's kind of a moot point, but every time Bud fights, they always talk about the Sean Porter fight and how that iconic viral moment when his corner tells him he's down and Bud has that sort of like aha, like what? And then he goes out there. Do you think he was really down on the cards?
I had it very close at that point. I think this is a couple years ago.
Yeah. I mean, more than that. I mean, it had to be, but yeah, it just, sometimes it happens is my point. Sometimes, the corner has a bad read and, as a fighter, you have to trust your corner, I guess.
I think I still had Porter up, but if I did, his lead, like I had him up wide to start the fight. I gave Porter a lot of the early rounds.
Yeah.
And then I gave more rounds to Porter than I think most people did. The judges had Crawford up. But
4 years ago. Yeah, wow. 86. Yep.
With Tank and Barrios. Floyd was screaming, you down unofficially, and he wasn't. He was not officially. He was up wide, and then he got the knockout with Barrios. Yeah.
So sometimes that happens. Were you there? Did you? I don't want to sway off of the topic of talking about, but because we just saw Ennis fight, because we just saw Bud fight, I've been watching a lot of the content from there's that gym out of Philly who has a YouTube channel, and I kind of predicted the first thing I said after Ennis stopped Lima the way he did. I said, if you guys, and I'm talking to my channel, I'm like, if you guys aren't ready for the casuals to come out of nowhere, you better be prepared. Because now people are going to be coming out of the woodwork saying Jaron Ennis is the best fighter in the world. And I'm not saying he isn't, but just be prepared for that. And on one of these, on the YouTube channel on Philly, I think YSN, the amount of, what's the kid, he had a pretty rough pro record, but he's the one who coined Auntie Sco. He fought Brian Norman Sr. He fought Brian Norman Sr. like 6 months ago. Greg Hackett.
Yeah.
Hackett's being interviewed by the hosts, and they're talking about Ennis, and they're talking about how nobody's going to remember Terrence Crawford when he retires because Jaron Ennis is right behind. And they were saying how when people see Jaron Ennis box, it's like watching LeBron James play basketball for the first time. And I'm like, what do you got? What the hell? This is getting insane.
That's not even a good comp. Watching LeBron James was a genetic freak. Like, if you want to make Kyrie Irving is a better comp, right? Just somebody who's so good at everything.
Yeah. But his point was kind of, I felt like that was a good microcosm, his point, and that video is up on their channel, as to kind of like the boxing fandom when you have a guy who has a performance like that against come on, it was definitely, it's time for Jaron to fight world champions. What are we doing?
And this was my point. Like, look, the performance is an A. It's an A+. You couldn't have done anything better. That being said, if Xander or Verge fight that guy, they stop him within 3 rounds also.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's the one we want to see, man. I want to see Verge versus Ennis. Verge needs to get past Lubin. And
what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? I think he blows him out, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I was talking to Tommy Ranone over audio message about this. Virgil, even over the last few years, even when he was getting sick and he was battling through rhabdo and trying to figure out the weight classes and all that sort of thing. he was always one of my favorite fighters to watch because of his style. That style, though, we know historically it's not a longevity style. It doesn't age well. And so my point is, I want them to fight in the next 2 years. I think they need to fight at least in the next 2 years for us to see both guys at their prime. I mean, Virgil takes a lot of shots. He's there to get hit. His volume, I love his body work. I love his intensity. He literally encapsulates the Mexican style. And Jerron, here's what I told Tommy. I want to see Jerron have to come back. I want to see Jerron tested. I want to see how he handles being down on the cards. I want to see him overcome adversity. I want to see him, you know what I'm saying? We need to see if he's capable of it, because in order for like Greg Hackett's words to be true, that Jerron Ennis is the best fighter in the world, we need to see the guy be able to like have his corner say in round 10, hey bro, you're down. And then that guy come out and stop the dude. You know what? We haven't, Jerron, and granted, Jerron's only 28 years old. Or like, Chico's moment with Luis Castillo in the first one. Chico obviously wasn't a perfect record guy, but he's forever in legacy iconic because he had that moment. Arturo Award, you see my point here. I want to see Jerron tested to see if he's able to do that. Virgil got dropped. We've seen Virgil drop before. They were flash knockdowns against Boacek.
Like knockdown to me, I think people overreact to him. It's like, was he badly hurt? Not really. Not at all. No. Yeah.
No. You know who? So to answer your question, if they had to fight right now, let Virgil get past Lubin first. Just for the sake of the ethics of the sport and giving Lubin his just desserts.
Because I don't give Lubin much of a chance to win, but Lubin's a world class guy. Like he deserves. Yeah, he deserves.
What do you think? Okay, what do you think? Why do you? And I'm just going to challenge that perspective. Why do you sort of pass Lubin like that? What is it about him that you think that Virgil's just going to walk through?
Well, at first, he's way too willing to exchange, and that's not his game, right? Like he should not be willing to exchange that much with Virg.
What do you mean that's not his game? No, that is his game.
If it is, okay, then he's going to get knocked out then, right? That's his game.
You're saying that shouldn't be his game plan against Virgil.
It shouldn't be his game plan against Virgil.
But that's who he is.
Then he's going to get knocked out, right? Like, look, check it out though, right? If I'm Jalen Brunson, I'm a pretty good 3-point shooter. If I get into a 3-point contest with Steph Curry, how am I going to do?
Yeah, you might be competitive early. Long term, you're going to get blown out the water.
He's going to get knocked out. If he's going to get in the inside and trade with Virg, there's very few people that could not get knocked out by Virg. He's an animal. Like, that is not how you want to fight Virg.
Yeah. I mean, Boacek fought him that way, though.
Lubin, and look, I don't think that fight was all that close, right? Like, I scored it closer the day I watched it because, like, Virg is my guy.
Yeah. See, I have a connection with RGBA. So, like, I am like a big fan of Virgil due to my loyalty to Kelly. Kelly, left his... he went out there to fight Gary Lockett. He went out there. So there's a connection in Youngstown my thing is, I just broke this down in my Discord yesterday. One of the boys asked me about and they highlighted Lubin's first round knockout loss in 2017 to Charlo. And they said, what could he do differently here? And so I brought the video up. I slowed it down. I did the sequence. I did a voiceover. And what Lubin was doing was it was a rookie error. Charlo was controlling the center of the feet, the front foot. Charlo walked him in. He was, Charlo was keeping his foot on the outside of Lubin's lead foot, orthodox versus southpaw, and Lubin walked right into that uppercut. Also, Lubin being a new pro, the way he was slipping, Lubin kind of gets over his knee with his head parallel to the canvas. You want to keep that shit perpendicular. You want to keep your torso above that knee so you can see the punches coming. Lubin comes here, doesn't even see the uppercut, and that fight was way too soon.
Yeah,
but he could.
A lot of time, I don't put a lot of stock. I really don't. In first round knockouts, I don't always put a lot. Like, so you just get caught, right? Like, it happens.
Okay, yeah. So Jerron Ennis first round knockout. You're still not a believer?
Well, it's not that I think I flew out to Philly to watch Ennis because I think he's that good. I think Ennis is. I think Ennis is phenomenal. I just think anyone who says Ennis is going to go in there and blow out Virgil Ortiz, I think that's what. If you pick Ennis might win. Like I said, if Ennis and Verge fought on Monday, maybe Ennis wins. If they fought on Tuesday, maybe Verge wins. Like
here's why I think
if they
you know what
fought 10 times, it'll be 5-5. Like I don't, but I just don't understand how you can be so adamant one way or the other on a fight like that.
You know what I think the most dangerous thing about Ennis, and this is a compliment, and the most impressive thing about Ennis is that I feel his father Bozy in the camp up until that moment. I always felt when I would watch him box, I always felt like he was holding back. I always felt like he was winning and obviously stopping everybody except Chukachin. I always felt like he's holding back. There's like 5 more gears we haven't seen with him. Just how he operates. And then after the second knockdown against Lima, he looks at his dad, he looks at his corner, and he goes like that, and boom, he attacks. And it's in that the 154 division should be worried about, because it's in that's the confidence that a 27, 28-year-old kid is learning how to harness. And if he harnesses that in a confidence, like to punch with people, and because he's there to get hit, it's going to come down to, can he take Virgil's shots, and can he hang with that pressure? Could Jaron, because Jaron wastes a lot too in terms of his energy efficiency over a long fight. You see him do false steps, you see him switch a lot and not punch off of it. In Virgil's style, this is everything.
He's nothing. Yeah,
no fat on anything, and so that it's like, yeah, it's interesting. I want to see it. I wouldn't sit here and be confident. I would take Virgil at this moment. I gotta be honest with you. At this moment,
where do you put Xander in the mix? I think Xander's not criminally underrated. I hear the way people talking about him, like he's like the redheaded stepchild of this division. Like, no, he is not. I think Xander is extremely dangerous.
Yeah, young kid. I was very impressed with how he handled Chino. You know what I mean? I thought that for all the people who doubted him, all you have to do is revisit all the boxing forums and read about how everybody was talking about Charles Conwell. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. So for everybody,
I like Charles Conwell. I was so disappointed when I've always spoke very highly of him.
And so you see how Chino handled that style and how sort of basic he made Conwell look. And then you see what Xander did to Chino, because that was supposed to be Xander versus Conwell, right?
Yeah.
But Chino spoiled the plans. And you see how Xander handled Chino, man. I was really, really impressed. I mean, I did my first feature video on Xander was probably 3-4 when he was 18 or 19. I did a prospect video on my YouTube channel. So I've been, when he had the cornrows, I've been hearing about Xander's eyes for like at least 4 years. And he's young, 21, 22 years old.
I did his first interview before his pro debut in 2019. He put on Shakur Stevenson card.
Young kid. He was a little
first interview. Yeah.
And he's always ticked those boxes, the marketability, the shine. Boxers have, when you see certain boxers have a glow to them. I remember watching Errol Spence Jr.'s pro debut, and one of the announcers, when EJ, quick knockout, one of the announcers said he has that $1 million smile. And I think that Xander has that. And so I think we might see Xander probably, at 68 one day. He looks like
I remember meeting him when he was still 140, and I was like, "You're one," but because he was so skinny, but he was all shoulders. Like you knew he was gonna fill out eventually. Like his shoulders were like this. It's like he's gonna fill out. Like he's not a 140 guy. Yeah.
Is it true about some of the, like, because in my head he's still he's a world champion. Like, I don't know if he could deal with Virgil, man. How do you think? Do you think he handles him?
That's the Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight we got to get. I love
that's
that
the one
fight.
We want. Or I mean, Boy. Philly or Philly versus Texas.
I think Xander versus Boots at the Garden the day of the Puerto Rican Day Parade that weekend. Let's do it.
Xander Boots. Fuck.
At the Garden.
That's
bang.
See, I haven't even sat with that idea yet. Does Xander have any?
Keeps talking about Verge. I want to see Verge. That's the fight I would make. But from an economic standpoint, what do I think is a bigger fight? I think Xander versus Boots at the Garden, New York versus Philly, Madison Square Garden, the weekend of the Puerto Rican Day Parade is the biggest fight you can make in that weight class.
Dude, one of my favorite stories of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, man, was when Paulie Malignaggi fought Miguel Cotto, and half of the Garden was Italians, the other half were Puerto Ricans. And I always tell people, I've never seen a prettier fighter get introduced into the ring and leave unrecognizable, and that was Malignaggi. But he made it close at the end, man. Paulie was getting
shout out to Paulie, man.
That was a great. It's one of my people don't talk about that fight, but that fight was filled with drama, intrigue, hype. it had the cultural significance, and it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But if you guys haven't seen Malignaggi versus Cotto, they were both young. One was, dude, that was Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah. I wanted to ask this question. I want to get into this real quick, and then I just want to run down. Conway versus Ledard. You're taking Conway?
I'm taking Conway. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Ledard. Break it down. Why is Conway? How does Conway win this fight?
Okay, first thing I want to say, and this is a compliment to you and your channel, is that I actually love when we don't agree on fights, because then we're able to kind of sit with both sides. Sometimes when we all go in and have the same ideas, it's not as sort of like, I guess, entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that being said, I feel they call it, Kieran Conway's nickname is Too Class. With that in mind, I'm going to wrap that around my narrative. I think this fight for Littard is too much too soon. I think it's a couple fights early for Littard. In my breakdown, I read all the comments. I told you I like Conway because of who he's been in there with. I feel his pro record, he should really have 2 losses, not 3. That one loss to Asaze was a 3-round tournament. He lost a decision. And then people are going to see that Littard fought Asaze a couple years later and won a decision. You got to throw that one away. His 2 losses are Ammo Williams, and then he lost to Sissoko, which are 2 really, really good fighters. You're a big Ammo guy. Ammo dropped him in the 9th round, the only time Conway has been down. But since those fights, he doesn't have a high knockout to win ratio, right? But what he has learned is to punch. I like his body work.
I pointed that in my video. He's sitting down on his a lot better. He's really established power.
And one of the boys were saying they think he's uncomfortable in the pocket. I don't think so. I like when he starts to cook. I like his body work, and I like how he throws to the body, not as a counter body puncher. Some guys will go to the body and kind of bait you, and then he will set up, he'll throw his jab and then, use the body work to break you down. I think that at 29 years old, this kid is in his physical prime. I think he's a little bit bigger. I think he's been in there with the better competition. He's more seasoned. I also think that I know that he is the champion. And when you look at the landscape at 160 pounds, it's not that deep. What's going to happen with Alam Hanalei and Adames? You do have Aaron McKenna in the UK at 160, which is a fascinating fight for the winner of this. I don't know if they would pair those guys, but I like Conway. I think that his class, I think he's going to be more physical. Now, people are going to say that the speed, athleticism, all the marketability side of things, you got to go with Littard, and I think that's why he's the favorite. But I've seen in the UK over the last 6 months this exact storyline play out, and we've seen it in recent memory where the older guy, the underdog, the B-side, just last week, Bilal Fawaz showed up and got the dub. I'm comfortable with this pick, so I'm going heavy, and I've been featuring Kieran Conway on the channel before the Jerome Warburton fight, before he won the. One of my favorite belts in boxing is the Lonsdale belt. Just like optically, it's that old Commonwealth belt that you get. And so maybe it's a little bit loyalty on my end. I just don't think Littard at 23 is quite ready for what Conway's going to show him.
So before I watched the tape, I picked Conway to win. Then I watched the tape and flipped my opinion. Right. First, I want a quick story about Kieran Conway. He fought on the Canelo Billy Joe card at Jerry AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Right. So I'm talking to him. I interview him and we're hitting it off. Like he's a cool dude and I like him. And so across the street from where the Cowboys play is where the Texas Rangers play. This is like the middle of COVID pandemic. Like Texas is the only state that's open, right? So
he's the Ammo fight.
No. This is when he fought Soleimani.
Oh, so Soleimani Cisco, yeah.
Yeah. So across the street from where the Cowboys play is where the Rangers play, right? And they got them all tagged up. Like they don't want them leaving the facility, right? They don't want, because it's during COVID. They don't want them off the facility, right? And he's pointing to the Ranger Stadium. He's like, "What's that?" I said, "That's Texas Rangers. They play there." He's like, "That's baseball, right?" I was like, "Yeah, it's baseball." He's like, "They play tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, they play there tonight." He's like, "I'm gonna go," right? I'm like, "If you can get out," like, they got them all tagged. They don't want them leaving. It's the middle of COVID. I'm like, "If you can get out, there's a game today, right?" So I'm walking in to the press area, right? And I'm walking with Chris Algieri, and I walk in, and Kieran Conway's just getting there, and he's like, "Gary." I told you, he had a Texas Rangers hat on. Like, I told you, they give me all these thousands of dollars to keep them in the facility, and he goes out to the Texas Rangers game with 40,000 people.
so there's a
But let me get into the fight real quick. Ledard is a lot slicker. His footwork is really good. He's not easy to hit clean. and he throws a lot more than I thought. He's a lot better operator on the inside, technically, than I thought he was. He's going to outwork Conway, right? And he's going to get on the inside, and he's going to take away Conway's length and what makes Conway special. Now, Conway, when I agree with you, Conway's not bad on the. I don't think he's uncomfortable, but who's better on the inside, Ladar or Conway?
When you say better, do you mean that who could control the fight from the inside, or who's going to score more points on the inside?
That's a great question. That's a complex question. All right, let's start with what I originally thought. Who's going to land more punches on the inside?
Probably Ladard.
Now, okay, now flip it around. Let me. That's a fair question that you raised. Who's going to control the action? Who's going to control the fight?
I think as the fight progresses, that this is one of the reasons why I like Conway here is that, and I'm leaning on this to happen, and I'll be able to tell around the third or fourth round if my narrative is going to fall apart. But I'm selling out on this one. Is I feel Conway's physicality. I also feel his place punchment and his sort of intensity to the body. He will sell out and break that body down. And he doesn't really exit a lot. He's not really a guy who's going to use too much of the entire ring because he wants the fight there. He wants to trade with you, and we're going to see
his feet are so much better than Conway's, like so much better.
Oh, Lidar, yeah. Well, he's the athlete. You know, he's the athlete, and
I didn't realize he was that mobile on it. I thought he was more just in front of you. He's not. No, he's angling out. He's really good in there, and I think that's where the fight's going to take place.
So we will see though how long he could, if he chooses to fight that way. He's going to have to fight that way for the entire fight, and then B, you're kind of subjected into thinking that Conway doesn't have the skills to cut the ring off. I don't think so, man. I think that with this crowd, with the Brits, what we see with British sort of dust-ups, UK dust-ups, is that I don't expect Liddard to use the entire ring, actually. I expect him at 23 to want to prove a point and fight. I think he's going to fight with his ego.
I agree with you. I don't think he's going to use the whole ring. I think the fight's going to happen mostly in a phone booth, and that's why I like Liddard.
Okay, and this is why I like Conway.
With trap doors kind of thing, right? Like
angle, fire, angle. Okay. So you think he's going to beat him to the punch?
I think he's going to beat him to the punch, and then I think he's going to throw more and land more. I think he's going to outwork him, and I think he's the better athlete, the quicker athlete. He's going to throw first and last, and then he's going to get out of town.
Yeah, I'm leaning on all of that, but the craftiness of Conway, his experience, his physicality, his body work, all that good stuff. I put this poll up on my Instagram. Literally everybody, 50-50. I said, who's going to win? Like 900 and some people voted. It's literally 50%, 50%. So I'm kind of happy that I got Conway a plus money. I put my bet in on Monday. So it's my Friday afternoon. I got him at 220 on Monday. I think he's down to like 210. It really hasn't shifted. So it's a fun fight. It's a good fight. The fight card's a good fight card, guys. Like there's a lot of fun fights on that card.
All right, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you have not already. If you're here for Johnny's channel, go over give 3D Boxing Blog a sub. If you're here,
I
for
always
me,
send the boys over.
Go give Johnny a sub.
Yeah, send the boys over.
There's plenty of meat on the bone for everybody, right?
Oh, that's what I always say, man. I always say, I give shout out, obviously Gary from 3D. Shout out to Breaking Bad, because you know what's happening, Gary. I don't know if you might be unaware, is that some of the boys in your Discord, some of the boys in my Discord collectively who watch our channels is, some of them have started their own channels, and I think that's how that's kind of an underlying awesome thing here that we're building, is that through like Nick, who is Breaking Bad Boxing, he started his own channel. He does really good breakdowns, boxing and MMA. I always send people to him, and I think the more we could do that and kind of grow collectively, I think that's good for the sport. It's good for our community, and it's good for both of our channels as well.
All right. No, I agree 100%. Just having more boxing talk, having more people talking, knowledgeable people, not idiots, people,
not casual glazers. Yeah, dude, exactly. Because I've been doing this feature, and I just started this week. I use this software now. Shout out to Gary from 3D. He told me 3 months ago to get StreamYard, but it took me a while to learn. So now on my live streams, I know I do all this sort of thing, and I've been putting the link only for the Discord. So I've been given, and it's something you could do if as like an added bonus to join, when I go live, I put my StreamYard link, and after the 30-minute mark, I leave the window open for anybody who wants to come on, right? So
Yeah.
2 days ago, Mike TV came on and he dropped his opinion on Ledard versus Conway. But today we had kind of a, I don't want to call him a troll. He came on, but he wouldn't talk. And I feel like the boys, it's kind of a cool added feature, so they could have a word as well.
The guy that came on today, did he show his face?
No. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't. I think I might know who it is.
Did you hear about it?
No, but I'm thinking it might be our friend
Carlos. No way. No way. Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm speculating. Purely speculation. I'm just speculating.
But he left the Discord though.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what I do is every live stream I schedule in, unless somebody in the Discord's his mate and then they shared it. But dude, by the way, since we're both on here, we really haven't. Muscles, if you're listening, I want you to come on.
Yeah, come on, Muscle. You're still a friend of mine. Like,
yeah,
nothing.
That's the best. This is what I've been telling my chat all along. The only way I could bring him back on is if we could talk about this. And but yeah, so I consider him a friend too, and it just bums me out, the whole situation.
The post that PJ put up of the puppet holding the jar at his
Did you see did you see the did you see the other one though that I shared? I don't know if it your Discord first. It was like a video with him sitting in this chair and he's like dude, how did they make
was that him? It looked just like him. I thought it was somebody else that just looked. Was that actually him?
Shout out to, I think his name, shout out to Critchy. His name's Critchy in my Discord. Critchy went to his Insta, took a photo of him and made a video GIF. And like, I guess that's a 6ix9ine rapper video that he put muscles his body on. But
the internet remains undefeated. That's for sure.
PJ. That shit's wild, dude. That shit's wild.
All right, let's get into a couple of these fights.
Let's do it.
I gotta go. All right, first, let me go and start at the top. These are all Shannon Ryan, Chloe Watson. I like this fight. I don't get too amped up for women's fights that often. This is a really good fight. I like Ryan. I think she's too athletic. I think the volume is going to be an issue. She's got a good gas tank. I like this fight a lot. I see a path to victory for Chloe Watson, but like I keep saying, it's an inside straight. She's got to pull an inside straight on this if she's going to win. My bet's on Shannon Ryan.
Yeah, see, it's one of these fights because I kind of had my week broken up in half in terms of filming my breakdowns, how and I focused on the Japanese card, Yamaguchi, and I didn't really have enough time to break down and do an upload of Shannon Ryan and Chloe, but my Discord did. The Discord, bro, they have been going for like 3 days in a row, dropping film study, tape, and shout out to both of our Discords because these are educated ass boxing fans, man.
Yeah.
And so what I'm learning through my Discord is that Chloe Watson, close connection with, rest in peace to Ricky Hatton. And so that some people were thinking that and we know in boxing we've seen it before. Buster Douglas pre-Mike Tyson talked about his mom, went out there, had the performance of his life, and so you got to think about that. I'm not taking that fight, by the way, guys. This week I'm experimenting with a different strategy in my betting. I'm putting all my money on, like I said, I only have a handful of bets this weekend, and that's not one of them. But if I were to sprinkle, I watched film study in my chat. I mean, Shannon Ryan got dropped a couple different times recently. You know what I mean? Did you watch that fight?
I did.
The rabbit punches kind of in the pocket. She gets hit back. She kind of wobbles, that sort of thing. So I don't know, man. I think maybe the draw's in play. 14-1. Who knows? 2-minute rounds.
The draw's a nice bet. 14-1 a draw because it's going the distance for sure, right? Yep. The draw's a nice little. It's going to be a close fight. I just think Shannon Ryan, the volume and the athleticism, she's more eye catching, right? And that matters to the judges. So I think it's a great fight. I could see Watson getting it, but it's like I think more often than not Ryan wins that fight. Jimmy Saints, Troy Coleman. I'm hearing crazy things. People like Troy Coleman. I don't understand this. Talk some sense into him.
No, Jimmy Saints, dude. This kid is 10-0,
Yeah.
9 knockouts. This dude's trajectory. People in the UK are talking about Jimmy Saints is that next dude. He's a southpaw, really good jab. When I watch Jimmy Saints' tape, what he does is people are like, one of the boys in the Discord, they said, I don't know. I looked at Jimmy. He doesn't look like a puncher. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? The dude is a Southeast standing there. Use the jab. We'll double up on it just to throw the backhand. And good volume. I like the stoppage at $1.44. That's my two leg this week is our disagreement on Conway Littard. I got Conway on the money line, Saints by stoppage together. It pays about $3.15. So that I put that I put that in the Discord. So that's I'm there.
Ladard will win. I've studied it. Rambler's on my side. So
if Rambler studied it, he's gonna win. I'm changing my bets. I'm cashing out right now. I'm cashing out right now, Rambler. I'm switching sides.
This one, I was talking about being excited for the Ryan Watson fight. Borman and Kuroki, I don't think either of these fighters are any good at all. I'm not excited for this fight at all. I do think Borman is going to win. She's a bull. She comes in straight. She's really tight, high guard. It's hard to hit her clean coming in. Kuroki has no snap on her punches at all. She's the better athlete, and she has good feet, kind of. Like, her balance is off a lot. Like, she's got good angles, but, like, she has, like, really amateur moments where she's crossing her feet. It's like, ew.
Yeah, these guys were asking you a lot about this week about this fight.
They were. I mean, I watched the tape on Borman first. I'm like, oh no, and then I watched the tape on Kuroki. But all right, no, Borman's gonna win. Yeah.
I mean, the odds.
I like Borman, but I would not bet on this fight. I don't think either fight is particularly good.
Yeah, just as like I said, over the last month, I'm gonna just use Justin Palmieri's name as an example. Over this last month, we've done the live streams on my channel, and we put together these long favorites. And then you get $1.10 like Palmieri lose every round when he's a 14-1 favorite. So with that being said, I didn't put too much thought into this fight. I see Sarah Borman versus Yuko Kuroki at $1.30. I'm not betting that fight unless unless one of my paid Discords. There's a couple different levels. One of those levels is they get to pick a fight that I'll break down and upload. Unless they do that, I'm not taking action on that.
What happened? I mean, I didn't understand the appeal in Justin Palmieri anyway, but like you said, he lost every round.
He lost every round. What the hell, dude? And that's my fault. I got Honey Dick into just throwing him on. We did this live parlay together. It was like
never heard that in my life. Honey Dick? I've never heard that in my life.
Oh, you don't know that? So
I've never heard that.
Getting honey dick is like when you get talked into something sweet and then you find out.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So I've had to I've had to restructure my strategy because obviously none of us you and I, we don't put all this effort into this to lose a goddamn $1.10 Justin Palmieri fight. So I'm not doing that this week.
The other one I wanted to ask you about, a lot of people ask me about this, Chicken Metcalf and Crystal Rosado.
Rosado Ortiz, I mean, Chicken looked horrible against Shanika.
Horrible. She's 41. Dude. I gotta take her. I minus 275. I love Chicken. She's a friend of mine. My wife knows her. Like, she's good people. She's shot. She's done.
What first word? Dallas girl, former world champion.
Dallas girl. First one from Dallas.
Shanika Sugar Neeks. She came in and like. Since that performance, man, you have no idea the boxing media in Australia. We've had to hear about how Shanika Johnson's the best female fighter in the world since that performance. And it's like, is she? I don't know. Probably, I don't, I'm not ordaining her like that. But Ortiz, doesn't she come from good pedigree? Isn't she?
Serrano.
What's that?
She's with Serrano, isn't she?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. So, I mean, I think when I look at those odds, she is what I think that's good to throw on a parlay. 142.
I think so too. She's 7-0. Like
method of victory. You give me Rosado on points at $1.61. That's probably a move. I mean, I like you could take Rosado Ortiz on points at 161, and then throw in.
She might get stopped. I would not take her on points.
You think she would get stopped?
Chicken looks old. Like I wouldn't get too greedy here. Like, you guys want a little 2-leg parlay?
Give it.
Omar Juarez and Crystal Rosado plus 390. No wait. Minus 133. 2-leg parlay Rosado Juarez 133.
Yeah, so I only got a couple more minutes, but I wanted to ask you something. I was talking to
I got to drop off too, and then I wanted to get go ahead.
What it's about Danny Garcia and Danny Gonzalez.
That was what I was going to ask you about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Tommy about it, and I had already uploaded my breakdown, and I brought receipts in my breakdown. I was like, if Danny Garcia, after that fight we just saw against Lara, if he came out after that fight and said, you know what, I still want to be a 3-division world champion, I'm going to work my way up, I would have seen these odds and I was like, I'm taking Danny Gonzalez. But he did an interview on Reddit Boxing Radio, and I put it all up on my breakdown. And he talked about this is his swan song. They built this card around Danny Gonzalez. This is behind a paywall. I said the most controversial thing about this fight is, will people spend $40 on it? Danny Gonzalez, his biggest moments, he lost to Chris Algieri. Maybe it was 6-4 fight. Some people thought
very
it was
close fight. Yeah, I thought it could have been a draw. It was a very close fight.
So I was like, this is DSG picked this guy to go out on, and he said that. He was like, I want to go out on a win. I want to, do my fans the due diligence and, have my hand raised. So Gonzalez isn't a big puncher. Unless Gonzalez goes out there and knocks him out, I don't see Danny Garcia losing a decision. So when I said that to Tommy, he goes, well, and then he brought up receipts with, I guess, Miguel Cotto's swan song. And I guess Cotto, on his way out, fought a guy. Tommy Rainone is like an encyclopedia. He makes me seem like a day one sort of guy. I guess Cotto's swan song was against a guy that he was supposed to beat, and he lost.
Yeah, Cotto, he got beat bad, though. He fought Saddam Ali, remember? And then Ali got destroyed by Munguia. Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Similar thing, New Yorker. That was at the Garden. But Danny Gonzalez, I know him personally. I've interviewed him a bunch of times. He's from Queens, New Yorker Rican.
I never heard that. New Yorker
you never heard
Rican.
before? Yeah.
That's hilarious. No.
A really good kid. He's not a world-class fighter. Saddam Ali was an Olympian, a world-class fighter. I love Danny Gonzalez. I've known him for years. Like, my interviews with him go back like 2017, 2018. I like him a lot. He's not winning this fight. Danny Garcia will never be so washed that he can't beat Danny Gonzalez.
That makes me feel comfortable.
No disrespect to Danny Gonzalez. I like the kid a lot. He's just not at that level. Big, strong kid, decent athlete, but like the punches are a little wide. Like it's just he's not. There's still classes between the two guys. Like, I used to go to all of his fights in Huntington, Long Island, and when he fought with Star Boxing with DeGuardia.
I mean, how about DSG by decisions, $1.78?
I think that's a good bet. I think
wow, 100 gets you $78 back.
There you go. Yeah, I think Danny Garcia by decision is a good bet.
You gonna throw that on there or no?
You want to throw it in there? Garcia by points.
We could call this. Yeah, because I'll screen. I'm gonna put action on this. Put Garcia by points, and we'll hold each other accountable. We'll be like, this is a 3D and JSB parlay.
All right, there it is. It's plus 200 if this hits.
All right, I'm gonna. So yeah,
I'm gonna put this in my Discord right now.
Yep, I like it.
So we're gonna call it a. Johnny says,
just go JSB. Yeah, Johnny says boxing. Gary 3.
JSB plus 3D.
There you go.
Team parlay.
Like there it is.
There you go. Let me tell you that. So it's Rosado money line, and that's
Juarez
minus 275. Juarez money line. That's down minus 350. And DSG points.
I think we're cooking.
Minus 140. Yeah.
I think we're cooking. Let's go. I like it.
Hang on.
When's the last time Garcia? Go on.
You guys got a free one. Like this is this is a free one that me and Johnny gave you plus 200. This is good.
Garcia hasn't won by knockout since Adrian Granados 6 years ago. And Danny Gonzalez got stopped one time back in 2017.
Yeah.
So this has decision written all over it. I love it. Appreciate doing business with ya.
Always, Johnny. Tell them where they can find you. I'm gonna wrap this up.
Guys, YouTube, Johnny Says Boxing. If you're from my channel and you're watching Gary, thank you for coming along. Be sure to follow Gary 3D, one of the best in the business. Gary, thanks for having me on, brother.
Oh, thanks for jumping on with me. I always appreciate it, John. We gotta do this again.
Yes, sir.
All
See
right.
ya.
From Texas to the world, thank y'all, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.